So I got my GI maps done through this like group of dietitians that had seen people with SIBO and just digestive issues overall. So it was through like a group, I would say, of dietitians. Is it worth it? I want to say yes, but part of me wants to say no, just because I feel like I have spent so much time, money, stress, and I feel like I'm no better off than I was in May of 23. Or maybe I should say August of 23. That was when so May of 23 to August of 23 was when I did my very first non-antibiotic SIBO protocol, and I felt fantastic. But every time since then, every protocol I do, I feel great until I stop the protocol, and then all of my SIBO symptoms come back. So I want to say that the GI maps are worth it, but at the same time, I also don't know. I don't know. My case could also be very different. Maybe I'm just, because I asked my first practitioner, like, have you ever had someone you couldn't get rid of their SIBO? And she said no. And I was the first. And the practitioner I was just working with said I had done a Nirvana biome, which is similar to a GI map, but it's slightly different. I had the lowest levels of butyrate, I think is what it was, in a gut in the gut microbiome that she had ever seen. So it just seems like with my practitioners, I'm like beating records of like bad records. So I want to say the GI map is worth it. And there was a point when I felt like all of my testing had been normal. If it was a colonoscopy or just whatever labs, ultrasounds, like everything was normal. But then I got the GI map back and it was like, oh, you actually have such an overgrowth of bad bacteria. It was validating to see that, but I'm kind of like, okay, it was validating, but like I'm still not cured. So I don't know how I feel about the GI maps. I do think they help people, but I also don't think like maybe my case is as common as most people. So I don't know. Definitely do some research. Check out your options. There's a GI map. There's the Nirvana biome. Check that one out because I've done that one. But yeah, definitely just do a little bit of research before you're thinking about pulling the trigger, because I don't know, I'm looking back in hindsight wishing there were some things I just hadn't done.